Hey, Jason. I saw you were online. I was wondering if you'd stop by. How's your Saturday? It is Saturday, right? Turn some more light on so you have less of a shadow. Hey, Princess Julie? Is that how you pronounce it? What's up? I'm actually redrawing an old character because I'm going to be it's a character I made about 10 years ago, and I have the opportunity to play him in a D&D game on Monday. And it's been a really long time since I've drawn him. I love him. His name is Atlas, and I'm gonna try and update him, I think. It's also good practice because I haven't drawn guys in a while, so. But yeah. Good. I'm glad that it's going well. How is the cat, by the way? Let me see. Where's my eraser? Yeah, this is gonna be good practice for me. I have my window open, so it's gonna be getting outside sounds instead of music today. Oh, she's recovering and beat the odds on surviving surgery. Oh, that's awesome. I know I've been seeing posts about her, so I haven't seen. I always check because I'm like, I never know if it's gonna be like the tragic post that you dread, you know. But it's been nice to see her updates and stuff. Awesome. Super happy. Yeah, no problem. So how long have you had the cat? Cheech? Her name's Cheech? Yeah. How long has Cheech been around? Or how long have you had her? She's your cat, right? Sorry for the shakiness. I have my camera on my other desk, but they are so close together that the shakiness is inevitable. 13 years? Holy smokes! Ack. That's crazy. You know, I used to have a cat like that. This cat was allergic to her own teeth. I don't know how that's possible, but apparently it was. And this cat gave birth to kittens, scared off dogs 6 times her size. She had really bad smelling breath, but yeah. You don't use many guides when starting faces. I mean, I start off with that X always, but other than that, not really. I always start from the eyes. I know, allergic to her teeth. It's insane, right? I always start off with the X to proportion out the eyes, but other than that, not really. I just have to try and remember that when I'm drawing a guy, the face cannot be too soft. It's got to be harder edges, because that's how guys are built. This is probably just a rough draft. It probably isn't going to be the sketch of him, but I learned from Brian Freud, who did the concept art for Labyrinth. He always starts off with the eyes, and so that's kind of where I started to teach myself, and it's just something I've always kept, because if the eyes are not perfect to me, then the whole piece is scratched. I'm like, it's no. Yeah, I need to draw guys a lot more. It's been a while, man. Like a super long while, so this will probably be all kinds of rough. Hey, Samantha Get Simple. How are you? Human Person 14. That's a fun name. Hi, welcome to the stream. Oh, you are? Awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited about next month's box. I know that you had experience with Art Snacks, but I didn't know if you were still subscribed to them or not. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Good. I'm glad that you're doing well, Samantha. Anything exciting happening for your weekend? I keep forgetting that this is Easter weekend. We've got plans to hang out with friends tomorrow. We don't normally do anything on Easter, so this is kind of a fun thing for us. On watercolor snacks. Oh, watercolor. Okay, gotcha. I see. Yeah, I miss that. I never got a chance to be involved with it, the watercolor subscription box, but I always loved the idea, and I was like, okay, eventually, one day. Relaxing with the family. Great weather here this weekend. Oh, where can I ask where you're located? We've got, by a normal person's standards, it's really great weather, but by my standards, I'm like, I need the rain. I do not like sun. I'm actually redrawing an old character of mine. His name is Atlas, and this is just like my warm-up sketch, so I don't think it's going to be the thing that I keep, but yeah, it's a good start. Ooh, Jason, so am I. I cannot wait. I'm super excited, and it's only like a couple weeks till it ships out. I'm super, super excited. Hey, Nora Lee Illustrations. How are you? Loa? You're located in Loa, Samantha? I am not familiar with that, but I suck at geography, so I learned this the hard way. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm super, super stoked. I really like their collection boxes. There's always a lot to look forward to in those. I am definitely getting the Inktober box again this year. I'm super excited. Iowa. Okay. Whoops. Gotcha. Okay. That's cool. I'm glad the weather's been good. Doodles and Tea, how are you? Thank you so much, Norley. This is just a rough sketch, so it's kind of really out there, but that's okay. I'll probably do another one. I have another sheet of paper here to use at any time. The travel kit. Oh, Samantha, are you getting one? I am super excited. I really, if anything, like, I don't know what all is coming in the box, in the kit, but I am just excited for the pencil case. I fell in love with the Inktober one from last year, and I use it all the time, and I'm really excited to have something similar to it. They said it's not the same one, but it is similar. So either way, I have been holding off buying another one because I know that the Art Snacks one is going to happen. So, all right, we'll start this again and see. Wish they always had the Inktober kit. I missed the boat. Oh, yeah, I hear ya. Definitely get on it this time, though. So worth it. I think it's like a standard. They do it every year now. Last year's was awesome, except the paper. But I did hear that they've definitely changed the paper, and it's going to be good. Hey, Quiet Android, how are you? Didn't include music because of copyright stuff so far, so haven't done anything for Inktober, but I definitely want to try this year. Dude, it's so worth it. It's the only monthly prompt that I commit to every year, and it's my husband knows. He's like, okay, when October rolls around, you're in Inktober mode. Speaking of Inktober, any news on your book? Right now, I've actually been working on my website, and I've been, I've kind of been doing a lot of prioritizing, and I know that I need to be able to set up my shop first, and then once my shop is set up and established, I will be working on getting the Inktober book. I really hope there's still interest in it. This will be your first time participating in Inktober as well. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited. I think my first year of Inktober, I started prepping for it in like June or July. Yeah, I got really excited about it. I will say that the Art Snacks Inktober collection eliminates the need for you to have to decide what products to choose, which is really nice. But anyways, yeah, Jason, I have not forgotten about the book, my Inktober book. I'm actually meeting with my accountant friend next week to discuss things that need to happen for as far as running my own shop and everything like that. But my website is underway. It is further along now than it ever has been before, and I'm super, super excited. I've been taking some pictures for photography for it, and hey, Disney19. Buckle up, Samantha. It's a slog, but makes you a better artist rapidly. It can be rough. Something I do recommend for people is to pick a theme. My first year I did like a circus theme, and then last year was a Alice in Wonderland theme, but it was kind of like a twisted version of it. So it was a lot of fun. And I managed to keep up a lot better last year than the previous year, and that was encouraging. But yeah. Jason, you did a really good job keeping up with it too. I am not liking this face, but it's just another sketch, I guess. Barf. Ugh. How was your weekend, Kate Disney? I liked what you did, and honestly, you don't have to limit it to just ink. If you're new to Inktober, you don't have to limit it to just ink. It's really about getting in and doing art every day, but ink is definitely, it helps you kind of focus your improvement into one core area that you can kind of, it really serves like a basis for other things, other projects you work on. I'm here for it, doing April Art Challenge right now, and can tell that a theme would have kept me more sane this month. Yes. I try to choose a theme that's very broad in spectrum, where it's like, okay, a circus theme. I can do anything with a circus theme. Or I think some people do like haunted houses. I think Minnie Smalls did one that was like haunted houses and different things that haunt them, if you like that kind of thing. Hey Gary, how are ya? I do not like this face at all. I just don't. No. We're gonna use the other side. Oh, hey, there's Marks. I was trying to keep up with the April Art Challenge, but I sort of gave up. You know what? Even what you did, what you managed to accomplish, that's still better than if you didn't participate at all. You managed to get something from it. I remember why I don't like drawing guys' faces now. Why I don't draw guys as much. And I need to. Last year, I originally wanted to do a fantasy theme, like draw fantasy art, but I wasn't super inspired, and so like the day before Inktober began, I changed it last minute to Alice in Wonderland, which I'm glad I did. But after playing D&D this year, I definitely think I could be more interested in a fantasy theme. Hey, Jason, Tyler Anderson, how are you? We got 2 Jasons in here now. I think I did lyrics from songs that had the prompt and worked backwards. Hey, that works. Whatever works for you. A lot of people don't like the original prompt list. I actually like it a lot because I change it up. I think in the first year I did it, one of the prompts was long. So I drew like this jester clown person with a mask, but the face was a long face. And so I kind of like to add a play on words where it's kind of fun that way. Hey, Haunter, how are you? How do you decide where to put the pupils in the eyes? Well, I guess it really depends on where it's looking. So if you go over here, I'm just going to draw another basis of eyes. I'm doing good, thank you. Just sketching, kind of doing some warm-ups. I finished all my most important stuff except for laundry today, and I'm waiting for that to open up. So I'm gonna actually, because I almost always use the rim of the lids as kind of where I place the irises, for example. That doesn't look quite right, but oh well. And I kind of determine based on, Saturday's a laundry day. From here, I'll kind of determine like where is the highlight going to end up. And I usually actually base that on making sure it's on the outer end of, so like for here, I would not put the highlight right there because it's just going to be too distracting. So for me, I kind of like to, because I'm going to have his eyes angled slightly more above like where the camera is, or somewhere. I actually don't really know where the pupils end up, but this one's got a little bit more straight on look at you, and that lid comes down just a tad. And I think the big thing is to know where your highlight's going to be, because you don't want the highlight to be inside the center of the pupil. It just kind of looks a little odd. There is ways that you can work that to your advantage, but I'm still learning those ways, and so I just kind of stick with this. And so my eyes will almost always be round, they'll almost always be touching the upper lid, the lower lid, or something like that. Give them some eyebrows before moving on, because, yeah. Hey, Ben. I usually ink, then add the highlight with a gel pen after. That's another good one. I'm learning to do that more. I'll usually add a second highlight spot down below. Hey, Galen. Or should I say Shimmer? Because I'm going to call you Shimmer now. And you can, sometimes what you can do, you can blend the nose down like just right there, or you can actually go blend it kind of down starting from like the eyebrow, the arch of the eyebrow. And I usually try to break up lines where I can when I'm doing a face. Phone is gonna die soon. See ya. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Human Person 14. Yeah, hopefully that helps, Kate Disney. But yeah. I do not know what I'm going to do as far as the theme for Inktober this year. I would have loved to take part in the April Art Challenge, but I've got so many things trying to juggle right now between my website and my business. I knew it wasn't gonna be wise. Kita, no, get down, off. Don't even think about it. My cat's trying to get in the window. Hey, Lucky Doodless, how are you? I am trying to get back in the swing of drawing eyes for men. No, don't do it. My cat's getting ready to jump. I have to train her not to get on the table, my desk area, because otherwise she will just help herself, and that's never good. I'm using the Prismacolor Verithin pencil. It's in red and blue. You can get these on Amazon for like a pack of 12, for like 12 or 13 bucks. Hey, seriously, Lily. It's actually doodles, but with two. Okay, gotcha. All right. That sounds cool. Awesome. I will remember that for next time. But thank you for correcting me. It's always hard with usernames, you know? I think another challenge is always like, guys have eyelashes, and I'm sorry, but guys tend to have amazing eyelashes. But hey, Kita, stop it. No, don't yell at me. The hard part is giving them eyelashes so this way they don't look like they're just lines, without making them too feminine. That's one of my struggles. So it's one of the reasons why I have my female eyes so exaggerated with the eyelashes. Don't. No. Get down. Stop it. My cat, ladies and gentlemen. Come over here. You have your perch. Oh, did I put something in your perch? There. It's gone. Come here. I had to put my ottoman over here. What is the mythology of sketching in blue and red? I see it all the time, but I never knew the reason. I actually don't know. I know that there is colored pencil out there that's specifically called non-photo blue, and it's a really pale blue. Hold on, I might actually have one. But the mythology behind that is that the non-photo blue is meant to copy, not... It's non-photo blue. Yeah, so like this one is one that a lot of artists will sketch in. And the reason for that is you can sketch with this, but whenever you scan it, the scanner will not pick up on the blue. And so this way you can just you can use this to sketch lightly, and then get your details, and then you can ink over it. And then when you scan it into the computer, it's less cleanup for you later on. So I don't like sketching with this one in particular because it is so light, but since I'll be scanning more of my own stuff these days, it might actually benefit me. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I sketch with the darker ones just because I actually like what I get with pencils. It forces me to keep things more loose. And they are erasable, believe it or not. You can erase at least a little bit of them. And you can also pick it up with a kneader eraser as well. And so I like it. It also, I will tend to sketch in the red. Hey, Art of Larissa. I tend to sketch in the red because it's a little lighter. And then I go over with the blue and kind of fill in some of the darker shadows so I don't lose them. Like, especially if the lines start to overlap, like right here, his jawline is underneath the hair. Well, I don't want to get the jawline under the hair, so I'm just going to go over the... Ooh, that's really scratchy. I'm just going to outline his hair with some blue. This way I know to ignore the red side. So that's my logic behind using it, and I am just actually a sucker for drawing in color pencil. Yes, the non-photo blue. This is the Prismacolor Kohl Erase version. So technically you can erase it, but it does not erase very well. Oh, thank you, Hunter. I appreciate that. Whoops. So I'm actually gonna just, for the sake of it, gonna go right over. And now the beauty of this one actually is that you don't get too distracted. And colored pencil, it also builds up really well. I also like it because it doesn't move as much as graphite. Graphite moves like crazy, man. But colored pencil doesn't. So if my hand is like breezing over it, it's not going to move around as much as graphite pencil would. Yeah, no problem. I was amazed when I found that out too. I was like, what? No way. So it's good. Yeah. You can find them on Amazon, I'm sure. I think and you can buy individuals on Blick or Artists and Craftsmen or something. Do you ever bake your Prismacolor pencils? I'm getting ready for pencil life. Why are you getting ready for pencil life? I'm curious, you who is a painter. Also, I have not baked them. I did watch Ink and Spirals do that to hers, and I've thought about it. I've just been really scared to. Let me know how that goes. Somehow it seems that I'm looser when I use Kool Erase, right? It's kind of why I use colored pencil. Although I will say this, I kind of like how pale the light blue is, and I can build things up with the darker blue if I need to, and then just kind of lift it up. But I do like how pale the light blue is, and yeah, hopefully use that. That might actually come in really good handy. It is on one of my goals to create a coloring book, so that might actually be really great for when I'm ready for that. Why bake them? If you bake colored pencils, because the lead inside of your colored pencils can sometimes break, like if you drop a pencil or something, it can break on the inside, and that causes breakage on the tips a lot. So if you bake them, what it does is it melts the core, and then it solidifies them again so they're nice and sturdy. Ink and Spirals is the only reason I know that is a thing. I know, right? I'd heard about it, but I didn't see it in practice until she did it. Yes, I was losing lines on my Sphinx yesterday like crazy. I need to try sketching with colored pencil. Dude, do it. It keeps your hands so much lighter and smoother. It's teaching me how to sketch in an actual sketch form, because I'm very much that person that's like, it has to be a full-fledged illustration. And it's like, actually, you can just have fun. Yes, if you go follow Ink and Spirals, Jason, did she do that in her story, or did she actually post that? Because I cannot remember, but Ink and Spirals kind of does it, but I'm sure you can find a Pinterest tutorial of how to do it best. That and her candy art. Is that one of her styles of her prints that she does? How do you bake them? Just in the oven. I think you put them on top of some tin foil. There's probably a science to it, so I would probably Pinterest or Google how to do it, but it's not a new thing. It has been out there for a while. Hey, Zachary! How are you? I thought she did it in stories. She might have saved it to her highlights, but there's information of how to do it out there, so that's totally fine. It is available. I'm just drawing a snake, because I can. How late is it for you, Zachary? You must be getting ready for bed soon. Or did you just wake up? Now I'm all lost. No, if you're exhausted, it's probably the end of the day. I'm sorry, dude. You got a lot of work done, though. I saw your stories with the garage. Good job. Okay. If you're going on military time, that's just in the middle of the day then, huh? Slept in? I think it's about 3:30, 4 o'clock here in the afternoon. Yeah, something like that. Good, I'm glad. Did you ride your motorcycle yet? Oh, okay. It is late then. Dude, go to bed. And just because I love it, because I love that sketchy look to it. Made hideous candy sculpture to teach kids. She ended up burying them in the garden. Oh my gosh. I kind of want to see that now. Danger noodle. Dude, Haunter, I love that. I cannot remember where I've seen that, but it's ringing a bell. Oh, I love it. Danger noodle. Oh, I'm sorry. It's still having problems. I admire your perseverance on that motorcycle, though. You're doing great. Have fun. Have a good night. Get some sleep. Hideous was her words, not mine. It's for kiddos. Okay. I'm really curious to see it, actually. I know, absurd names for animals are the best. I love it. Oh, they make me so happy. Animals just make me happy. I actually think I'm going to get to go play with baby otters soon, because there's a place somewhere around here that lets you play with otters. And that's like one of my dreams. So I'm super excited. In fact, I wonder if I can draw a little otter. This is just like a bunch of random sketching time. I have art I need to work on. It's just, this is good warm up. Sea otters are just sea puppies. I know! I love them so much. I think I had a daily heartbleed whenever I was on Netflix, and I found, what is it? They have documentaries on there about baby animals and stuff. Oh, they make me so happy. Right? Little sketched up sessions are the best. Gotta run. Tag you in candy art. Thanks, Jason. Have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. No, that looks a little too evil for an otter. This is getting a little washed out there. Maybe if I lower the lines a little bit. Okay, there we go. That's better. And little eyebrows. I'm going based off memory, so I don't quite remember. They're just like little sea puppies. They've got little ears. Little tiny ears. This does not look like a sea otter at all. What am I doing? Oh well. It's okay. He's something cute. Netflix has a show that's like 72. Yes, I have that bookmarked. I just need to go watch it. Been a little busy getting whiskers because, okay, so I used to live in Morro Bay, California. There was so much wildlife. There were wild zebras out there. Oh, by the way, guys, if you want to learn how to draw a horse head, you can actually just remember that the back of it is bigger, little circle, and then you have a smaller circle right there. And so you can actually just bring it up. We're gonna do they always have like kind of like that. It gets smaller and then it curves out a little bit more where the snout is. And you're just gonna bridge it up. And they always have that amazing jawbone. And then you give them some horse or donkey-ish ears. With some hair. But yeah, in Morro Bay there was wild zebras, and then there was a resort, not a resort, but a location where, this looks more like a donkey, sea lions would migrate every year. And so there was one time I went to go see them, and all that was on the beach were baby sea lions. It was like baby sea lion daycare. It was so beautiful. Oh, thank you. I've been getting a lot of interest for coloring books. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm also publishing my Inktober sketchbook from last year. I did Alice in Wonderland themed. And there was a lot of fun stuff in it, and so I'll be doing an Inktober book. That one won't be a coloring book, but I'm putting a halt on all that stuff for now. This was a really weird horse. I'm sorry, guys. It's all bleh. Yes, Morro Bay is super rich in its wildlife. Wild zebras. We lived right across the street from the beach, and I'm from Arizona, so like I'm a desert rat. So living there was amazing. We could whale watch straight from the balcony. Like we didn't even need binoculars. And then sometimes as you're driving down the road, you would just see a pod of dolphins just like breaching the water. It was so beautiful. But wild zebras were definitely one of the biggest things that I was like, what? I'm doing a little itty bitty dolphin because I love dolphins. They're so cute. But yeah, I definitely want to do a coloring book. I have to get my website launched, and I'm meeting with my accountant friend next week to make sure that I can get my, oh, it's all washed out. Sorry, guys. Meeting with my accountant friend next week to get all that business side of things straightened out. Do some waves. This is just a sketch dump. That's okay. Sketch dumps are amazing. Lots of random things. But I was watching Pub Draw yesterday. It's something hosted by Critical Role, and I actually think I'm gonna watch from them more, because I like how Babs Draws does some things like for her hands. I'm going to practice it a little bit more, and I might try and do another live stream with them. But yeah, I saw this on what she was doing in one of her videos, and it was super awesome just how she was able to break down the hand for such a simple pose like this. Harmon Quest. No, I've not seen Harmon Quest. I think I've heard the name of it though, and I know it's D&D related, right? I don't know why I haven't seen it. I'm pretty sure it's been recommended to me though. It's like an animated D&D game from the creator of Rick and Morty. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Very cool. Yeah, I might definitely check it out. I have never really drawn hands like this, so this is pretty exciting. Actually, it's different. Do you have a schedule for live streams? I don't right now. I just kind of felt in the mood, and I had time today, so I just kind of popped on. I am doing the Art Snacks in 20 on the Art Snacks channel for the month of April, so I will be doing that on Monday. I haven't nailed down what time, because I have somewhere to be in the middle of the day where I would normally be doing it, so I might push it a little earlier. However, I am investing in a computer next week, and yay, it's finally happening. And I will be doing more Twitch. I'll still do Instagram, but I'll definitely be doing more Twitch because it gives me longer to be able to do a stream, so I'm not limited to just 1 hour, which is really nice. So yeah. But so far, I don't have an official stream schedule. I'm sorry. Huh. I kind of like this way of doing hands. It's really basic. Helps me kind of keep track of placement and stuff. I might be able to make more hands. What is Twitch? Twitch is, are you going to make custom Twitch stickers or emotes? Oh, probably. I already did some for my friend and his Twitch stream. I designed him a bat penguin and a Dragon Ball Z penguin. Anyways, Twitch is it's technically for gamers. That's kind of how it started out, but I think that artists are moving more to that platform. It is a live stream website designed for live streaming, and people can go for hours, and yeah, so I'm gonna have more cameras available. I'm gonna be able, like my setup that I have, you can see the whole desk, so it's not limited to just this little teeny tiny screen. It's really nice. I just was doing it on a Surface tablet, and it was not powerful enough. It was definitely not powerful enough. Ooh, a quick rule of thumb for you guys. Hey, Sue, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. So really quick, since I'm talking about hands, when doing, wow, the light does not know what it wants to do right now. Nope. Okay. when doing hands, hoping Bob Ross Dolphin is on Twitch. Ah, might be able to. I might be able to swing that. It'll be better designed. I put him in my highlights reel on my Instagram page because I have a sketch dump option there now. So I put my Bob Ross Dolphin there. Okay, so if you got the face and you've got, the neck and the shoulders, something to keep in mind about hands is that you want, so basically 2 hands is big enough to cover your whole face. So whenever you're doing hands, a way to make sure that they're not too small or too big, unless you intend for them to be that way, is to look at them and say, could they cover the whole face of this character? And if it's not, then you'll know what to do from there. So you got to make sure that they're roughly big enough to cover the face. This is probably too big of a hand for this particular face, but it's closer than some others. So, yeah, that's just a little. I get a lot of people that ask about like anatomy stuff, and it's these little tips and tricks here and there that really help when keeping things proportioned. 3 weeks with no internet? Oh my gosh, how did you survive? I'm so glad you have internet again. Welcome back. Welcome back to the world. Anyways, yeah, that's just a little tip. This one looks too small and this one looks too big. That's weird. And then, but that is a general rule that you can keep track of. Hands and figures are my biggest weakness. Any tips with those? Kind of. I'm definitely gonna be drawing a person on Monday for Art Snacks in 20. So here's where I'd bring in that blue and I define the lines. But let me get another piece of paper real quick. Hang on. I put it over here. Okay, so where'd it go? All right. I don't know how long I have left on this thing. So I lost my pencil. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so whenever you're doing the figure, I'm going to do it in red. So I'm just going to draw the rough shape of the face. So then you're gonna bring it down, and then you're gonna make sure you give your shoulders. Shoulders are, come on, why are you, hold on. Move the plant and lower the blinds again. See if, I don't know why it's really hard. It's having a hard time focusing. Hey, no problem, Samantha. Have a good one. Okay. So real quick, shoulders should always be wider than the head. I cannot get my light to cooperate today. So shoulders are wider than the head, and then you have your actual shoulders. Hips are, depending on which figure you're going to draw. I usually draw women, so I have definitely curvier hips. Now, whenever you're doing your arms, you're going to bring it down. Your arm, where Kitty wants to join in. You can hear Kokomo. She's been crying in the hallway all day. So right where the elbow hits is right about where the waist is going to be at. So that elbow should really be right there. But it's going to hit right around the center of the waist. If we're going to hypothetically say that's the waist, obviously every body type is just a little different. But your standard length of where the elbow should meet should always meet right around where the waist is. And you can bring that up, determining wherever that goes. And then you can continue to bring it down. Where your hands are going to reach are going to be right about mid-thigh. So if you draw this hand right here, and we'll add our fingers. And the hands are big enough to cover the face right there. So it's probably a really bulky arm, but that's okay. So hands start to come right around the midway through the thigh, right there. And that's how you kind of get the proportions. For some basic things, like arms and hands, like limbs and extremities are some of the hardest parts, man. Some of the hardest parts. So, and then I stylize from here because I like to draw the curves of the legs and stuff and the calves. It's just always fun for me. That's probably a little bit too predominant, but that's okay. And then we're going to draw that over here. Same thing. Your elbow's going to be right around there. And then your hands right about midway through the thigh. So, yeah. It is Dread Pirate Brie. Everything is Dread Pirate Brie. That shoulder's a little bit too far out, and that's okay. Also, what you'll notice is that the width of the head is from the chin, from the bottom of the chin to the top of the head. If you bring that down, the top of the head, and line it up, your bust line right here is roughly going to be 2 head lengths. So from the top of your head to the bust line should be about 2 head lengths. You will see you can kind of fit. I mean, obviously it's a cartoon, so it's not 100% proportionate, but that's kind of where you can start to get some proportion size going on. It's about 2 head lengths right there. That looks really awkward, but just a sketch to give you an idea. And I hope some of that helps. Is there any questions as far as that goes? I'm going to be raising that crotch line up. Hey, I'm glad. These legs are really like colossal type legs, but cartoons, man, you can tweak and adjust what you want. That's how cartoons are made, is that they're stylized and very, very different. So, have fun with it, but always learn the basics first if you can. And then as you get better about mastering those, then you can break the rules. You gotta learn the rules before you can break them. Kind of one of those things. And it's weird because I cannot do realism at all to save my life. So yeah. Anyways, so there is that. For hands, remember that your hands, they're not. When you're drawing a hand, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, they're not straight like that. That's a blockhead hand. Remember seeing Gumby growing up. So hands don't look like this. They have a more rounded type to them. So just to give it some more life. If you're drawing your 1, 2, the middle finger being the longest, so you see how it's always it's a rounded thing. And we're gonna, so you see how like it has some, I'm putting in my own stylizing because I've been drawing them for so long, but that's okay. For feminine hands, they're a little bit more slender and whatnot. For male hands, you want to try and box them out a bit more. Men always have boxier figures and stuff, so like more square jaw lines, broader shoulders, things like that. And then when you take away, or do I have a smaller eraser? Kind of. When you take away some of these lines, then you can see that you've got the basics of a hand there. My palm probably could be a little bit bigger actually to compensate for those really long fingers. I try not to shake the camera too much. And this is not perfect, but it's a starting point. And if you'll notice, like, we do tend to have that hand, like that line kind of right there, like where the crease is. So I try to capture that if I'm going from the underside of the hand, and I'll draw like a little. I don't draw a whole lot of nails in my hands just because it's a little bit too much. I know they're there, but I rarely add them. And then there's a knuckle right there, which should be on the other side, I think. Yeah. No, on that side. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, and like this is like the best way to determine can bring that out a little bit more. Or not. Doesn't look right. And it's just sculpting. I view sketching as kind of like sculpting for two-dimensional artists as opposed to three-dimensional. You really just have to play with it and figure it out. And it's like, okay, something doesn't work. And honestly, putting it up against a mirror, like seeing it reverse in a mirror, you can kind of see the differences or the flaws, I guess. I see it in every single piece. Every time I take a picture of it in the reverse way, it's always, yeah, it's always something wrong with it. Love the motion of the hands. Thank you. I have been drawing hands for so long, but I draw the same hands. I will sometimes start from the knuckles, and I almost always group the two middle fingers together. I like very elegant hands, so like ballerina hands almost. So what I'll tend to do is I'll tend to group the two middle fingers together, and then the outer fingers are kind of more independent. Yeah. And this is maybe if she's got her hand on a rail or something. I say she because this is a very feminine type hand. And yeah, so her hand's on the railing. But yeah. Or one of my favorite things is to draw like a hand from the side. Hey, Jasper, how are you? I was started the stream as like a sketching thing, just like loose sketching, and somebody had some Lucky Doodles had some questions about figure tips and hands, so you can get to the replay of this and get some more drawing tips if you need them. Good, I'm glad you're doing well. Again, I'll group those two middle fingers together. At this point, remember that you do have a three-dimensional hand. Yeah, so there's that one is kind of an easy one to go off of, and I don't. This is a bit more realistic for me, even though it's totally disproportioned. I can see it; it's disproportioned, but you get the basic step idea in there. This is actually how I'm drawing hands. Like, this is how I draw hands on a regular basis. For me when I'm doing my pieces, but they're very. I've been drawing them for so long. I kind of draw the same hands over and over. So I still, to this day, have to look at hands to get new angles and stuff for them. I also draw very anime hands. Yeah. Very anime hands indeed. Or very Disney hands, whichever. I've practiced with both of them, so yeah. I actually just trudged up some old pieces from a long time ago, about 10 years ago. Would you recommend for references a drawing or a real hand? Actually, yes, because the thing is, if you can learn how to draw like proportionately realistic, while I do not know how to do realism myself, it is hugely helpful because, and even like famous cartoonists will, they will say, I'm gonna grab another piece of paper. They will say after taking a live drawing class, their styles and cartoons improve so much because it's better to have to know all the realistic terms, and then you're able to capture movement. And the thing that is the hardest, I think, when it comes to drawing cartoons is that you want them to look lifelike and you want them to look fluid. And drawing cartoons is it requires a lot of that, and so it's not so stiff. And in order to do that, you need to learn how to capture different angles and stuff. And it's just learning how the three-dimensional body works. I've never taken a live drawing class, but I want to one day. So I definitely recommend using references or real hands or something if possible. Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for popping in. We'll see you later. Oh, show you guys something. So this right here is actually one of my drawings from like 11 years ago, something like that. Yeah, this is really, really old. This is one of my personal characters. I'm going to be redrawing him because I'm playing in a game on next week. But, yeah, this is what I was attempting to try and redraw today. And it didn't turn out super well. Where did I put it? Very anime. Oh, yes, that's how I learned, was with anime. And so by taking a step back and looking, I can actually see that yeah, there we go. And so it's very, very different. But yeah, this is how I learned. My style was very basic like this. But compared to what I used to be, yeah, it's improved a lot. It's improved a lot. So yeah. And from time to time, I do like to redraw old pieces, just as kind of like something personal, I guess. My time is probably going to clock out here soon, but it hasn't given me the timer yet, so I have still got some time. New one is very squared off chin. Yeah, it does. It definitely does. This one is not particularly true to the character, so I'm not crazy about it, but it was a good warm-up. I like the squared off chin. Like this one, looking back through, because I had to go through all my old stuff. This one, it's a lot more pointed. All of my men and women characters have like the same facial structure, so you can't really tell the difference between them. They all have the same face. So I'm trying to push my boundaries because I haven't drawn guys in a long time, especially not since my style has really progressed. So I need to do that more. And that's kind of one of the reasons live streaming is really helpful whenever you're like, I need to do this and I need to sit down and do it, but it's intimidating. I know, I'll stream it. And it helps me stay loose. There's a 2-minute timer. So I'm just going to pop off after this. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. And lots of big things coming. That's why I'm not as active on streaming right now, but that's because I'm getting my website underway and learning business and all sorts of stuff. But a computer is coming next week, so Twitch streaming will be happening. Be a lot better sessions like this, a lot more helpful sessions in my opinion. Hope you felt inspired, and yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking around and tuning in, and hopefully learning something or getting inspired for something. That's the least I can do with no professional training. So yeah, if you have professional training, by all means. I'm just simply sharing with you guys what I have learned over the years, little tips and tricks along the way. Yeah, I've missed you. I missed seeing you around. I was wondering where you were at. I'm really glad that you have internet back, and it sucks being without internet. I've moved enough times to know that really sucks. So, all right, guys, have a good one, okay? Enjoy your weekend. Happy Easter. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.